Hello folks, the Celtic Nerd here, bringing another nerdy video. And we are at the end, folks. We are at the end game. We are on our way to Korriban to deal with our rival, D'Artanaton. Clearly, the name is derived from Tanaton, the Greek god who eventually became the design for the Grim Reaper. Now, before we head there, we're going to talk to our companions, and then we'll get into this final quest, and then that will be it. We have reached the end of this Sith Inquisitor storyline.
Lord, you are a great warrior.
You're not so bad yourself.
Thank you, Lord. How can I serve you?
How did you come to be a slave?
I was taken in battle. The Sith spared me because of my power.
They were right to do so. You are quite powerful.
Thank you, Lord. Lord, I want to continue my training.
Good man. There's never enough power, is there?
The greatest of the Kalish become gods when they die. To do great things, I must learn.
Can non-Kalish become gods too?
The Sith are like gods who have not died. Now, let us train. Thank you, Master. Lord, how can I serve you?
Bring me rare artifacts and you will serve me well.
Yes, Lord. My lord, the artifacts you requested.
Keep one for yourself. You've earned it.
Thank you, Lord. Lord, if I have served you well, let me ask a favor.
Anything you want.
My father lies dying on Ilum. He will die before I get there. It is my duty to bury him. Without proper burial, he cannot ascend to godhood.
Let me guess. You want me to come with you?
No. This is for me to do. My father cannot wait long. My duty is my honor. My father is gone. He was the last of my family. I follow you now.
I hope your father's burial went well.
It is done.
And how is my handsome Sith Lord doing?
Your smiling face always cheers me up.
I've been thinking about the future. About us.
So have I. Will you marry me?
I wish I could. Technically, I need the Jedi Council's permission to marry.
Then let's go to the Jedi Council.
I don't think they'd approve. We can hope that someday we'll succeed in our mission, but there will be peace between the Empire and the Republic, the Jedi and the Sith. Maybe then we can get married. I've been thinking about the future lately. About us, and about the Empire. It's clear the Empire won't change overnight. I've accepted that. But what about when we're dead?
I have many followers. They will carry on my legacy.
If you would allow it, I would be honored to pass on your legacy to your followers and your children, and to teach them what I know of the Jedi as well.
I can't think of anyone I'd rather have guarding my legacy.
Even if we can't change the Empire now, the next generations will learn from your teachings and follow them.
My lord! My lord! I've solved it! The chain in the medallion contained a hollow frequency. I wanted you here when I called it.
Don't waste any time. Call.
Oh, it seems too good to be true. I must rely on your judgment that it's not a trick.
Talos, my student. If you are receiving this message, then you have understood the riddle I gave you. I've gone to the tomb of Via Santinus' unnamed apprentice on Aduba 6. I don't understand why, but both Sith and Jedi are after this tomb and its secrets. It's the duty of the Imperial Reclamation Service to preserve this history. If I do not return, come find me and finish my work.
Orsilio Gan is in trouble. He needs me. I must find him.
Find your mentor. Help him. Good luck.
I can think of no more fitting place to die than a tomb, but I will do my best to return safely. My lord, I return, but Orsilio Gan does not. He's dead.
It pains me terribly to hear it.
He was pursued by both Jedi and Sith. He managed to use the tomb's traps against them, but in the process he imprisoned himself. His discoveries are amazing. They will make a wonderful paper. But I can't help but wonder if it was worth dying for.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I don't know. I suppose you're right. It's silly of me to doubt. And to think I was considering tendering my resignation? Oh, what would Orsilio Gan think if he could see me now? I must continue his work. Thank you for restoring my faith, my lord.
I'm happy to see you're so pleased.
The historical mind is ever curious and never sated. My lord, I just wanted to thank you again. The wonders I have seen working by your side are more than I could have ever hoped. Truly, you are a paragon among Sith and the Empire.
I seek only knowledge. If it serves the Empire, then good.
That's precisely what I admire about you, my lord. Your love of knowledge. It's gone out of practice, but there's evidence that certain non-Force users used to pledge themselves as loyal vassals to true Sith. These vassals and their families were bound to the Sith and their family for generations. Will you accept my pledge to you and your heirs?
I would be remiss to turn down such a heartfelt offer.
It's an honor to serve you.
Good to see you, Master. I applied a fresh coat of paint to your quarters. Same color, of course.
Hey, can we talk? Don't tell anyone I said it, but you're all right. You know, I wasn't sure this whole thing was gonna work out. traveling with a Sith.
You're like me. You don't take nonsense from anyone.
Got that right. I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm in this for the long haul. Partners. You got kids, or you got apprentices, I'll look after them. Maybe teach them a few things they can't do with the Force.
It's good to know you have my back.
You know I do. I'm just saying, you're not getting rid of me easy.
And with that, folks, we have finished up our companion's dialogue for this Inquisitor. Now, I might as well get into talking about the companions. One, I like the fact that we get a Kaleesh warrior as an apprentice. It is a very fascinating race. Mind you, the race is famous due to General Grievous, except with him we only see one individual who is heavily, cybernetic, with only his internal organs being what's left of him. Like his overall design, I like that. Now, don't get me wrong, I did like his other appearance with the hood or the wrappings, but unfortunately I couldn't get the coloration of his wrappings would not match the rest of the outfit that I got from him. Even if I kept it white, there was a bit of a clash, so that's why I gave him this look without the hood, the wrappings. I will say though, we do get Zellic way too late in the game. It makes me feel like that some of the world, it does make me feel like that they probably had more planned, but then they cut it out. Because from this point onwards, he is our best companion to probably use, because we don't see much of him, and we get a very much rapid fire interactions with him as opposed to the others. The others we talk to over the course of the game from the point when we recruited them, whereas with him we just had conversation after conversation after conversation. So we very rapidly finished off all his one-on-one cutscenes with our character. If it was extremely rushed. So I'm very disappointed in that, but again, overall I like his design. I do like the fact that he uses a double-ended lightsaber, considering that Ashra uses double. It does give the impression that maybe our character should have been a Sith Inquisitor, because we have essentially a Jedi Knight and a Sith Assassin as our two apprentices, But then again, maybe in a more warrior-esque character makes more sense, given that they're both clearly warrior-focused. So it is a little bit curious why they chose those. Ashra fits with the Sith Inquisitor just because of her thirst for knowledge. So, yeah. Now, let's talk about Ashra. If you are playing a male Sith Inquisitor, she is your only romance option. I do like the fact that she's a Tergrua, because again, it makes her stand out a lot more as opposed to the rest of the party. I like the fact that she's a fallen Jedi. Very fun. I do feel like maybe, again, this game came out in 2011. When did Clone Wars come out? Because I can't help but feel like she came out, her design was heavily influenced by Clone Wars. Okay, so Clone Wars is a 2008 series. So there is a good chance that Clone Wars could have influenced her design, especially given the fact that, again, she's a Tergrua and she just so happens to wield double lightsabers, very similar to Ahsoka. Because remember, like, even Ahsoka, during, I understand people will probably point out that Ahsoka uses a long saber and a Shinto saber, but keep in mind, originally when Ahsoka, no, actually no, when Ahsoka first aired, she only had the one lightsaber. She had only one long blade, and she often used it in reverse grip. I believe using Form 4. I'm not entirely sure. Whereas Ashura from the get-go was using 2 long blades, which I find very since I've been doing SWTOR, using 2 long blades is very impractical. So, which is why I personally used what cartel coins I had to buy the Shinto lightsaber, so I can equip it to her. So she now has 2 short blades, which I feel is much more fitting if you're going to be dual wielding. I was disappointed in the fact that you can only push her to be a grey Jedi, where I feel like this Inquisitor, because again, like when you read this Inquisitor on their website, hold on, let's see if I can bring up their website now. SWTOR. Now, let's see. If they haven't changed the description, then yeah, it's an issue. Game overview, I think it is. Here you go. Explore the classes. Now, okay, there might have been changes because they have definitely updated the artwork. Yeah, they actually... Okay, yeah, so they actually did change it. Okay. So they changed it. But at the time of when this game first came out, on the website and all that, like... And even, like, again, I might be able to find someone, maybe, like, their older videos, maybe, when they talk about it. But, like... Yeah, she was... Like, they described the Inquisitors as being... master manipulators. So I do find it odd that, like, she only goes as far as being what the fans would call a grey Jedi. She wants to blend Sith and Jedi teachings together, which is pretty cool. Like, it's something that my when I was part of an RP guild, my character was all about. I was the de facto healer of the guild. Because I was the only one that like completely specialized in it. Because back then, you couldn't swap your discipline, and I chose healer. So like I always intended to be a healer. So yeah, it's a shame I can't get during this bit. I couldn't get like a decent view of her because she's always so close to the computer. All right, I still have to get in front of her there, but. Alright, so let's move on to talking about Talos Drellic. Now, I believe if you're a female Sith Inquisitor, you can romance both Talos and Andronicus, but we'll get to them later. Talos, our archaeologist, absolutely love him. He is one of my favorite companions. Like, he's definitely... You know what, he is actually my favorite companion. And the reason for that is, one, he's a simple human. Now, I understand that Andronicus is a human, but he is also technically listed as a cyborg because they treat cyborgs as a different race. But he is my favorite. He's an archaeologist. He's all about the pursuit of knowledge, which allows him to align with both dark side and the light side options. So he's great for that. What else can I say about him? I just absolutely love the passion for knowledge, especially archaeology, knowledge about the past. Just seems to exude from, like, it's all about what his characters. Now there were moments in his personal story. There were some moments of self-doubt. For example, when he couldn't figure out his mentor's medallion puzzle. But yeah, he is just so fascinating. And I do love how, in the end, he's like, I will swear my entire family and my future generations of my family to your service. Which we saw a little bit throughout this Inquisitor storyline. But yeah, like, he's just a fascinating character, and he's such an... his interactions have always been just about how passionate he is. I feel like he could have spoken up a bit more during our characters' meetings when talking about what my character needs to do, because, like, it seems the ones that did the research into trying to save my character's life when I was being overwhelmed by the power that I took from the ghosts, it was mostly Ashura and Zash in the body of Kim Val who, you know, led those charges. Also, we never got an ending to Kim Val. Yeah, we never got the ending for that. I just realized that. We laid the plans to trap Zash. Like, yeah. Oh my god, I just realized that. We talked to Kim Val about setting up an ambush for Zash, and then that was it. We have not actually gotten rid of Zash from his body yet. I will say Kim Val, like, Telos is my favorite due to his overall personality and, like, the passion for what his character is. Andronikos is fun. I like this whole pirate thing he has. Hence, he's a fun character. I will say Andronikos is a little one-dimensional. Actually, they're all actually pretty much one-dimensional. Andronikos I was not a terribly big fan of, because he's very much... He's clearly meant to promote you to be, like, the most chaotic player ever. He's all about, you know, the dark side's options, just wanting destruction and killing. Does not really appease to me. I like when my companions give me a little bit of wiggle room. Like, even Ashura gave me some wiggle room with the light side. There were some dark side options she approved of. So, yeah. Andronikos, not terribly a big fan of, but he was a bit interesting in the fact that he slowly grows from, like, yeah, I'll team up with you for a bit, to being, like, completely loyal to you. So that was interesting. And now let's talk about our first companion, Kim Val. He is my favorite in terms of story. And I suppose, like, yeah, because we actually have traveled to locations for him. I believe every character, every origin, every first companion gets, like, a big quest line involved with them. And unfortunately, with Kim Val, we sort of haven't actually done that. It's incredibly frustrating. He is now... Zash and him are still, to my knowledge, sharing bodies. So I'm curious about, like, is there more dialogue options after this? And there's the daily reset. They always reset at 1 p.m. So yeah, this is my wrap-up video about my companions. But, like, Kim Val is easily my favorite for story plot reasons. Well, he is number 1, then Ashura is number 2, and then I will say Andronikos is the 3rd, because of his storyline on Tatooine, of how we get him. I will say, the Inquisitor has the most companions that join you before the mission is over. Because Andronicus joins us like for several missions on Tatooine, and the same goes for Talos Drek on Hoth. Most companions don't join us until we finish the planet that they're on entirely. So I do find it a bit fascinating. I do like the build-up, though, that we get with them and Zelek. Because I like how the fact that we went to Korriban, we saw Zelek arrive, and then we had then we got updates on the companions. We even, like, would check in on them. So I like the build-up for Zelek. I just wish we got Zelek before, like, you know, a bit sooner, so that way we could have built up a bit more influence. Now, I know I said earlier that I'm changing the way I'm going to be tackling, you know, what companion I use on what planet for future videos. So we're always going to bring the lowest influence character with us to a planet. So hopefully that way we'll have them a bit more spread out. But like, here's the rundown. Kim Val, 22 out of 50. Andronicus, 18 out of 50. 15 out of 50 for Ashura and Talos. And Zelek, 10. So even though, like, we got Zelek up to 10 before the end, that's pretty decent. Like, 10 comes with what type of bonus? So if we were to get Zelek to do something for us, he has about nearly a 20% decrease in time efficiency, and he has a 16% critical rate on everything. So not bad, but again, I just wish we had more time with Zelek, our like 100% Sith apprentice. Alright folks, I'm pretty sure there's not much left to talk about with Concerned Companions. Let us now head to Korriban and finish this up. Because I'm not interested in making another video after this. Thought something looked wrong there with him. Sadly, we have to use up some time traveling to the location. Now, at the end of this video, folks, now I realize my big mistake when it came to making doing these videos the way I've done them, like in terms of determining who I'm going to play as. Okay, the way they were running made me think like, oh, they're players, but Imperial Trooper? Well, when it came to this, my Imperial Agent and my Smuggler, for some reason I thought it was a good idea to do the spinning wheel to determine who I was playing as at the time of my recording. Which I realize now, wait, hold on a sec, that's a stupid idea. Because anyone who's watching part 1 is going to know who I'm picking. So it's better for me to do the spinning wheel at the end of my finale. So we only have 3 more classes in terms of the Republic side. We have the Trooper, who I already know a playstyle I'm going to be using for him. We have the Jedi Knight, and we have the Jedi Counselor. Now, I have completed this story as a trooper before, so I have finished trooper storyline. I've never finished any of the Jedi storylines, so it'd be fascinating if we get any of them. Right, while we're waiting, I'm going to be continuing setting up the wheel. Okay, there we go. While the elevator is moving. Ooh, we almost missed it. Now, I probably spelled counselor wrong. I'm not really too worried about that. You guys will understand the meme when you see the spinning wheel.
Stop right there. Surrender your weapons.
It'll be faster if I do it this way.
I have an ancient Sith duel to complete. I will do no such thing.
Thanaton is making his statement before the Dark Council. You will not interfere, or I and my apprentices will have something to say about it.
Thanaton is dead. I am the future of the Sith. Serve me and I'll forgive this impertinence.
Serve you? Do you think I'm an apprentice? I am Thanaton's ally, not his follower. There is a whole strata of politics you have no exposure to. Did you think Thanaton was alone in his beliefs? Gentlemen, if you would, kill him.
It is accomplished.
My lords, his master was corrupt. He is corrupt. Without Sith tradition, we are nothing.
And what are you suggesting we do about it?
You know what the situation requires. Order must be preserved. Punishment meted out. If we are to conquer our enemies, Zash's former apprentice must die.
He abandoned the arena for the Kagath when he abandoned Corellia. He is mine to kill.
We are well aware of the rules of Kagath.
The Kagath is a playground game. Murder has no rules.
The Kagath is an honored tradition of the Sith. Tulak Horde competed. Marka Ragnos. Ludo Crash.
The question stands. Why has this apprentice, this child, proved impossible for you to kill?
It's simple. I beat him at his own game.
Don't mock me.
I swear, if you don't silence Thanaton, I will.
I will not be betrayed. I will not die. And when I've killed this slave, you will all answer for it. No, I won't be defeated. I can't be.
I am really happy I continued wearing Darth Kellick's helmet. Some of these cutscenes are just amazing. And there's other Dark Council members.
I'm sorry, Thanaton.
Good riddance to him.
He was a better Sith than you give him credit for, Ravage.
Let us hope his successor is as worthy. My lord, your seat.
My lords, I'm truly honored. I was not expecting this at all.
You just killed a Dark Council member in fair combat. What did you expect?
He's only a lord. You can't put a lord on the Dark Council.
Quiet, Ravage. He's earned his place. By order of the Dark Council, and in light of your reputation as a master of the dark side, you are now Darth Nox. You are head of the Pyramid of Ancient Knowledge. You are charged with keeping the mystical knowledge of the Sith and guarding the secrets of our order. With us, you are ruler of all the Sith, answerable only to the Emperor himself.
Will I get to meet the Emperor? Why isn't he here?
The Emperor will summon you if and when he wishes it. Our business here is complete. You would do well to meet with your followers on Dromant cars and ensure their loyalty. We will summon you the next time the Dark Council congregates.
Alright, there's a bit more for us to do. But yeah, no, I'm still shocked that we haven't... Okay, so there's still no word from Kinval. Right, so we have to go to Dark Tanton's chambers. And it'll be faster if we just use this. Because like if we were going to Drummond Castle and there was no plot line involving anything on our ship, we could just use this from the get-go. Just gonna double check something. Okay, no, that's not working. With this. Nope. There we go. And now, as you can see, we've now cut out a lot of the travel by coming to here. Bless me. So, the whole role of Darth Nox does really strike me that we should have played a Sith Inquisitor. Sorry, we should have played a Sith Sorcerer.
Enjoy your stay.
And I'm saying that due to the fact that The sorcerer strikes me as a seeker of knowledge as opposed to the assassin. Like, it's always just a little weird to me. But we're also we're also meant to protect them, so I guess the idea that, you know, you don't have to be purely powerful in the Force. Mind you, though, a lot of our cutscenes always go with now there's some depictions. We had that instance. We had a few instances where apparently we're extremely powerful. We are good with our lightsaber, but there are way more scenes that scream, "Yeah, I am powerful with the Force. I don't need my lightsaber to beat you."
Ay kagay wair papa fraujins ala pataik kalakai in alama. Taukida melaswe sama word sign in meremnai saigat rawat degdal.
I like how Ashra goes much lower.
My lord, I am most honored and humbled to serve.
We are the guardians of ancient Sith knowledge, the source of Sith power. Find artifacts, learn secret rituals, and bring them to me.
I will redouble the efforts being put into the excavation of the Korriban tombs.
Oh, Harkin's even there.
You've done well for yourself, little snake.
But we're done. Your enemy is dead. Free us.
Speak for yourself, Ergast. I, for one, have no desire to be bound to a coffin in the frozen wastes of Hoth once more. Alone and forgotten.
Is there a way I can help you find peace before you go?
No. You are too dark. You are doomed to our same fate and therefore cannot save us.
On second thought, I think I'd rather have you around.
Curse you! We will find our revenge. We will find our freedom. Ah!
To think that you'd be a Dark Council member before me, it makes me sick.
My lord, where do we go now?
Thanaton is dead, and with him the old Sith ways. I am the future of the Sith Order, and I intend to reshape it in my image. The Empire and the Sith belong to me.
I places Amin's Waiheis fools. Gawan Dida seek from Tauhans.
And with that, we are done. We are now heading off into this shared content, which is shared across all Imperial characters. Oh, and we have some dialogue apparently. So, okay, so there is some dialogue left, folks. Thank God. Also, I'm just curious, like, are we gonna... Oh, we have someone from Kim Val. So it's only Zelik and Kim Val that wants to have a word. So we'll talk to Zelik first.
My lord, you are as a living god. I would serve you to death. I would call you father. I would guard your legacy.
That would be an honor.
Thank you, Lord.
Okay.
Ustapijn ICJ in alam is Frumadijn Habans. Housaip, sai uren sa sayans, du sayan frawa.
You have my word.
Swikun baba mip, Luceba osvil ans, daswikon.
Relentless beast! Quickly, while I have the upper hand, I finished the work on my ritual. There's only one more piece required. Will you help?
It's my honor to serve you.
The ritual I propose requires one more thing. A Rakata box. A sort of mental prison employed by the ancient Rakatan Infinite Empire. One of these boxes has recently been discovered on Taris, of all places. It's being transported off the planet soon. We must recover it.
I'll set a course for Taris right away.
Hurry. We must intercept the box at the Taris space station. The ritual can't be performed without it.
Okay, so we have one more quest. So we're finally... It's finally happening, folks. I do feel like it maybe should have happened before then, but then we don't... But then again, we don't get the moment where Zash is very obviously, like, annoyed. So, in my opinion, this sort of helps influence, like, the previous cutscene when we're on our in our office, sort of helps put into perspective your decision for Zash, in my opinion, because the way she interacted there, I was like, oh, okay. She's not happy for my character. We do need to switch to Zash. Well, sorry,
I will await your call.
Vaiwa Gabarain.
There we go. Oh, okay, so we actually have to go all the way down. I thought she said station as in like this place. But I guess she meant the starport. Oh yeah, there is no starport. Where is it? Oh my god, it's all the way in the Republic resettlement zone. Why is she worried about it leaving?
At your service, my lord. Travel route is confirmed.
Now, I will say this is a bit of a mistake, narratively speaking, because when we leave Taris, we're supposed to be leaving it under the control of the Empire. Like, but the fact that we come back here and we're now essentially are going to have to try and sneak into the spaceport there is a big mistake, because it basically defies the planetary story arc that we've already completed. Also, I'm pretty sure we blew up that starport as well, actually, so it may be even worse. I would have to go back and watch the Taris video to be able to say for certain do we destroy it or not. But either way, that whole section should be under our control. But it's not. So I feel like it was a mistake. Now, it would have been better for them to write this mission to happen in the space station above Taris, so that way we don't get to see, our immersion in the story is still intact. We still believe we control Taris because we gave control of Taris to the Empire. It's just my way of thinking of, like, hey, what's the point of us doing stories where we take over Taris, or take over a planet, and then only for you to send us back to that planet, and then reveal like, oh yeah, no, you didn't take over the planet. Like, as soon as the cutscenes are done, the planet is back under their control. Like, no, you're making a big mistake there, narratively speaking. Like look at this. Oh yeah, we took Taris. So yeah, I think this is the first time we've ever had to go this deep into Republic territory since leaving a planet. Like, we have done, I think, maybe 1 or 2 trips back to a location, but nothing this egregious. And oh wow, there's absolutely no way we're breaking in there.
Afghudan Heifst.
There we go. Oh, I guess it wasn't in that. Must be in this building. Most likely on the upper floor. There it is.
Excellent. This Rakata box is key to the ritual. Even one as force resistant as Ken won't be able to resist the box's pull. He will be imprisoned, and I will finally have this wonderful body to myself. One more thing. Once the ritual has begun, I need you to give me as much of your power as you can, so I can resist the box's pull. Understood?
Won't any power I give you also go to Ken?
Once the ritual starts, our spirits will be separate enough that it shouldn't matter, as long as I maintain control. Now, let's get started. Yes, it's working. The box is activating. I can feel its pull.
Minon.
The monster is too strong. But quick, give me your power or I'll be pulled in.
Do you really think I'm that stupid?
No, I'll kill you! You will regret this!
In bizo ze waitai spila presin kretai. In bize e wanata atragata injais.
Oh, this is tricky. She might be trying to trick me. Oh boy.
Hold on tight.
No. No. This is all.
Excellent.
Oh boy.
Want any power I give?
Once the map. The monsters.
Do you really think I'm
No.
I honestly feel like...
The truth is, I'd rather see the two of you fight for it.
You have to choose one of us or we'll both be pulled in.
Taukida melaswe sama word sign in meremnai saigat rawa degdai.
I have to say I'm impressed.
Lekis mip ima fragabans un alos miserendens. Ja ustas alfrost no job. Diabulus afstop fara.
I honestly expected, like, oh my god. I know I technically sort of cheated there at towards the end by exiting the conversation, but like even then though I wasn't sure on like if I do let me help.
Greetings, Master. You're looking fit and deadly, as always.
Paulos jasir banas ja taimar paus. Aiklas John laune kai in kuda aitin.
I feel you'd be more likely to eat them.
Jado squidis in bizoze jabul laipat.
Okay, and see that's why I want to go with Kim Val in the end, is because like Kim Val is properly loyal to you ever since the whole incident with his fellow Deshad. But okay, now with that we are done. Wow, folks. Just wow. Okay. So overall, what do I think of the Inquisitor story? Absolutely love it. I love that. Like it gave me sort of like a dark Indiana Jones vibe. Like we're going into temples, hunting down artifacts, but instead of for the museum, it is purely for our own benefit. Absolutely loved it. Very fun. Again, the only weak point was the whole Ashera section, and I will say a part of it does feel like it could have been better suited for the Sith sorcerer to be the subclass. Sorry, that you pick. But other than that, I thought it was very fascinating. I loved all the cutscenes. I loved the idea that we had to gather ghosts, but then we were tricked by one of the ghosts to take in too much power. I actually really enjoyed that. We do not need this, but we are allowed to sell it for 1,000 credits. Ah. No, we can just simply destroy it. So, yep. Let's see. But yeah, I liked that. I liked the fact that we started off as a slave and we now rose to be a member of the Dark Council. I like I like the whole Zash essentially tried to Orochimaru us, meaning she kept increasing our strength and encouraging us to build our power base for her to then be like, oh, I've had a prophecy, and basically trying to turn herself into a messiah by being like, oh yes, my apprentice will kill me, but you should follow him. He'll prove to be the stronger Sith. Where, I love how so that way both our power bases would essentially merge under her by her taking over my body. But however, that plan clearly would have failed because then Darth Thanaton would have tried to then immediately kill her while she was possessing her body. So it's just sort of funny that despite all the scheming Zash has done, she was doomed to fail. I loved our rivalry with Darth Thanaton, which then began our quest to absorb ghosts into ourselves to increase our power. But then we had to try and find a way to stabilize ourselves because we had too much power. Now, I don't think that means we can keep on absorbing ghosts. I think this Inquisitor is maxed out, like, because like even look at when we reabsorbed the ghost back into us forcibly, we fell to our knees. It was still a bit too much for us. So I think our character is like sort of capped at that moment. He's like, okay, yeah, I can't take in any more ghosts, which is quite interesting. I like how so that way there's no, because you now have this power and your body was remade by the Rakatan technology and your mind healed by Devos. If they didn't have that scene in it, it would raise the question like, okay, why wouldn't Dark Nox just keep on going around and catching ghosts and absorbing them into them? It makes sense because of the fact that like his body, yeah, even remodeled, cannot handle it. Like, he can't handle too many. I like the whole idea of the ritual of the Kadat, where you basically pit two power bases against one another. I like the fact that NPCs acknowledge that your character was a slave, and again, I just love the reactionary stuff. Even non-main story elements would acknowledge our class and even our origin and species. Found that very fascinating. Again, BioWare has outdid themselves in designing this MMO, and again, it doesn't feel like an MMO. So we've now made like about 100 videos, several of which are over an hour long. So like that is like, there are so much that's content in this game. It is ridiculous. Now I will have to go through the videos myself to roughly gauge the time spent on one class, but still though, like, even if I was to do that, I'm pretty sure it will come down to like, yeah, it may at times feel short, but it's really not. Like, you get your well, this used to be you used to buy the game. You would get your money's worth from this game, and we haven't even gotten into the end game stuff. We've only finished the main story. We still have the whole situation involving Ilum. We have the Rise of the Hook Cartel. We have even before that, even before we get to the Rise of the Hook Cartel, which is the first expansion, we have Ilum to deal with. We have the Dreadmasters to deal with still. Like, there is still a lot of bloody content in this game. Like, we've only finished the main story. There's still technically more stories to be done. It's just that we're not going to continue them because we're focusing currently on the main stories, and then I will designate one character from one of the factions to then pick to move forward going into the expansions and the other stuff because of the fact that they're shared content. So yeah, chances are it's going to be my Sith Sorcerer moving forward for the Empire side, and then it will be probably I don't know who I'm going to pick for the Republic side. I don't have enough experience with the Republic characters yet to make a decision. But speaking of which, it is time to find out who am I going to play as on the Republic side. So let me just change this up to screen, and then... Oh, no. Did not mean to open up my YouTube. There we go. Okay, so here we go. We can ignore this ad. So as you can see, I wrote down Trooper and Knight and Counselor a lot. I probably misspelled counselor, but you guys get the point. So we're going to spin the reel, and then we'll find out who I'm going to play as. I did it multiple times, so that way there's a bit more of a guess of it. So that way it's not 100% guaranteed. Like, if I could, I would make these things even smaller. Let's see let's put another rotation. Counselor spelled with an E before the L, isn't it? Okay, so there we go. We have very tiny slots. Okay, so let's spin the wheel. Now, see, that looks much more fun. Oh, it's gonna be a knight. It's gonna be a counselor. And there we go, folks. The next character, we've now just finished the story as the Sith Inquisitor, and now we're going to its exact opposite, the Jedi Counselor. I don't know how I'm going to play this. I know for a fact with my Jedi Knight, I was, not going to go into that. There are 4 playstyles that we can go into with the Jedi Counselor. There is the Sage, there's the Shadow, and then there is Dual Sabers, and then finally there is the Single Blade Tank Roll. I will be giving this a few thoughts. Remove all instances. There we go. See, I didn't even keep a consistent spelling. But there you have it, folks. We're going to be playing as the Jedi Counselor. I'm going to take my time. I do have some Dragon Age videos to record, and I have some Assassin's Creed Unity videos to upload. And mind you, I do have to upload the Dragon Age Origins videos as well. But I still have such a surplus of Assassin's Creed videos, I don't really have to play that game for a bit. So yeah. But yeah, oh my god, folks. So it's the Counselor. We went from the... Oh wow, I just find that hilarious. We probably won't do the Shadow, just because the Shadow is the good side option, as opposed to the Sith Assassin. So we'll probably, we'll go with the Sage to have some telekinesis fun. But in the meantime, there's maybe not. Oh, so it's a tough question. Oh my god, it's tough because I want my Sith Inquisitor I want my Sith Warrior. I want to use Sith Sorcerer for when I play as the. It's tough. Anyway, I'm just going to end this video here, folks. I hope you enjoyed this journey with me into the Sith Inquisitor origin story of my Star Wars The Old Republic. This is the Celtic Nerd signing out. One name, one sky.